Hey guys, here's the final check-in with my cold hardy citrus. They've been kind of getting rained on and cold, but we're gonna get a ton of cold rains. And because I potted these guys in a rush, they're just not, these guys could handle it, my bigger trees, but these little guys aren't in the right potting media for that. So I moved them into the greenhouse. It's an unheated greenhouse. There's a crack in the roof, but I'm gonna get a little fan set up in here, and I think I'm gonna set my blue mat watering system up in here, and just have some sort of simple method to keep them alive over the winter. I do want them to experience some harshness, but I don't want them to freeze, so I might get a heater and just to keep it above freezing, because I want to see if some of these have more tolerance to freezing and temperatures that aren't cool. And then I'm going to eventually next year plant some of these out into my garden and pot some up and just kind of keep this troop going. I'm pretty happy with the growth I've got. I'm gonna come by later this week and hit everything with a little bit of a foliar spray and top dress with probably some insect frass, I think. Maybe also hit them with some calcium. We'll see what I end up deciding. Looks like they might need some calcium. This one's a little yellowed, but they're growing well. So I'm very pleased with how all of these have come along. My mandarin has some oranges. It looks like that one's gonna abort, but we'll get a few maybe. I'm actually gonna take my satsuma indoors. I will also show you once it's a warm day. Before I take all of these indoors, I'm going to spray them down with some horticultural oil just to really pound the pests down into the ground before I take them in. Main things I have to worry about in here is the snails. So hopefully they don't get jacked too much. Ew, that's gross. It's eating. Don't even know what it's eating. Just gonna throw that into the garden. But yeah, I'll let you guys know and show you my winter setup for keeping these through the winter, and it should be cool. Hopefully we'll find a couple cold hardy trees that we can grow outside in Washington. I think we're in zone 8B. I'm mostly excited for these guys, but they're definitely the hardest, least vibrant of the bunch. These Dunstans and Swingles are all about 2 feet tall, so yeah, these also just have a different growth habit, the Ichang. I'm mostly interested in these are just much more culinarily and flavor profile wise, much more interesting. Well, that's an interesting leaf. It's like almost trifoliate. Yeah, these are my only unifoliate, so I'm gonna come by later this week. Maybe I'll do an update, hit them with a foliar spray. I'm gonna give them some amino acids, some micronutrients, just beef them up before These guys will go back to my office in a warm window. I kind of keep these warm through the winter. They're really liking my potting mix. Super happy with it. I have a video. I'll put a video up above so you can watch how I made that. I got a lot of haters on that for some reason. Gosh, there's snails everywhere, jeez. Got a lot of people that downvoted that video for whatever reason. And between my plumeria and my orange citrus trees, these grew outside all summer. I barely watered them, honestly. I kind of should have had a better performance, but they leafed out. I'm happy with that. I think they need some nutrients. I don't know. These guys, you can still see there's a lot of leftover fertilizer. I don't know if they need anything special in the soil right now. I might, like I said, I might do some water and some gypsum just to give them some calcium for the winter, but I'm super happy with how they performed. This guy is actually, since the rains have come, has actually been stimulated to produce even more. So I'm really stoked. I love how this looks. It's gonna look really cool now now that it's kind of shapely. I'm gonna try and shape it into something that I will put back in my condo. But for now, they're gonna hang out in my parents' greenhouse because they don't use it in the winter. I need to fix some things for the babies. I need to get this vent closed. I need to get some ventilation for some loose environmental control, and then I'll probably put a blue mat reservoir up here, have it come down, and I'm gonna put I think what I can do is I'll just put one blue mat sensor in each of these pots and have distribution drippers and dial it really back, because I don't really need it to have the water perfect. I kind of want them to be on the dry side anyway in here. But that way I can kind of let them ride and see how they do in an unheated greenhouse. And again, maybe if they, if we're gonna get like a crazy deep freeze, because this should be somewhat protective to frost. If we're gonna get something deep, I'll put a crappy old space heater in here just to keep the temps in the 30s. Because I do really want to see how these perform. I want to see if some of them are just so weak to cold temps and they just die, and others might continue to thrive. I don't know. It'll be interesting to see the deciduous behavior, if they'll even do that if it doesn't get cold. But I think since I just sprouted them this year, I'm happy with their growth. I'm going to give them a year more before any of these go in the ground. I've given a couple away to my friends. I might repot these. Oh, would you look at that? I think I will repot. I've got 2 pots. Anyway, I hope you guys are having a good week. Hope this is interesting. It's kind of rambly, but that's what these videos are for. Is part of it is just to so that I can document stuff for myself. Like and subscribe. Let me know if you want me to focus on any of my plants in particular, and hope you're having a good day.